And you know what was the best part of a festa when you were a kid? As soon as your mom would go, a gente vai pra festa, in your head you're like, I'm gonna see all my cousins and we're gonna fuck around. You knew you were gonna get there and you're gonna see some kid and he was gonna go, Mike, and you're gonna go, Carlos! And as soon as you guys got far away, you're like, my mom can't see me, let's get the hell out of here! And you would do some weird shit and you'd run around the church and you'd stand outside watching old men smoke. That's my uncle smoking. Then you'd hear your mom, Mikey! And then you'd run to the other side of the church. You run by some drunk guy, help! It's all drunk. Your mother comes by. You know, a lot of us grew up and we went to festas and we went to all these beautiful things. And now we get to do this as, there's 800 of us in here. Are you kidding me? Do you guys remember? There's only like 5 kids here and they're already sleeping on the chairs. Look at that. How classic is that? I'm tired. Make me a bed out of the chairs. And they're gonna fall asleep. Even with all this noise, they're gonna fall asleep. It's amazing. We used to go to festas and do all these crazy things, and now we're adults, and now we get to come here and do all these great things. And you know what? It's great being Portuguese. It's a beautiful thing being Portuguese. It's a beautiful thing speaking Portuguese. Like, yeah, the hell was that? One guy can't handle it. Ah! I love to speak Portuguese! Aguanta, Tom! Being Portuguese and speaking Portuguese is a beautiful thing though, because sometimes it comes into your advantage. Like, you ever been on the subway and something stupid is happening and you can't go like, hey, look at this. You gotta go, Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you hear, you stop. What am I looking at? The more closer and crazier it is, the someone's on a bus. Oh my God. Sometimes speaking Portuguese is funny. You ever been on a bus and you sit beside the 2 old Portuguese ladies who don't know you're Portuguese? And you start listening to their conversation and they start talking shit about everybody on the bus. How funny is that? And you're just listening to these old ladies. Olha essa vaca, olha essa vaca. They start getting racist. Olha essa preta, olha essa preta. And they start talking shit about you. É pra vocês representarem a droga. I think so. How funny is that? You ever smell like grass, walk into a bus, Portuguese lady, olha esse chumungado, oh my God. Você vai banhar. Você marca smula. Help Marcus Smula. You ever hear that one? Say Marcus Smula. Some sort of onion. There's a bunch of stupid Portuguese sayings like that. Merikfi. Ai, Merikfi. Merikfi. My rich son. Ai, Merikfi. Niks fragile. Listen, man, I'm a professional comedian and I want you to know Portuguese parents are never happy with what you do. This is my job, okay? I'm a professional comedian. You know what my father said the other day? He goes, Mikey, hey, I'm very happy you make people laugh. It's nice. But one, it's not a trabalho. Okay? Two, Mikey, no acabaste escola. And 3, nobody like you. Portuguese parents don't have that filter, you know. Especially Portuguese women. Portuguese women are a beautiful kind, but all of our mothers, especially our mothers, they're all crazy. Every Portuguese lady, especially for our mom, you know, they're nice on the outside, but they're insane on the inside, okay? Every Portuguese lady, especially your mother will see someone she knows and go, Maria! Maria! How true is that? Okay? You ever been in the basement and some lady leaves? You're like, who is that? That's the biggest diss. If you're Portuguese, doesn't matter. Deve ser papéis. Just so many funny things about being Portuguese. Where do you even start? Where do you even start? When we're little kids? Do you remember being a little kid and being raised by Portuguese parents? Do you remember when you were a kid? Like Helder said it. We used to think everything was normal until you meet other races and you're like, wait a minute. Do you guys remember going to parks and camping with your uncles and your aunts and everybody getting drunk? And then everybody driving home? Did you guys do this shit? And when you were kids, you're like, TT's drunk! TT's on the highway? Hey, let's see what happened! Hey, let's see! Nobody cared! Nobody cared! What's wrong with these people? Meia caixa de cerveja, que não é nada! Our parents are getting older now. We're the younger generation. If you're in here, you're the younger generation because you had to find the show on the internet, which means you know how to use a computer, which means you know what the hell. www.facebook.com. We are the younger generation. We're taking over. Which means we have to start doing the shit that our parents did. But now that our parents are getting older, isn't it amazing how things are changing? You ever see what the hell your parents just watch on TV? My parents watch two things: the Weather Network and Maury. That's it. That's it. They watch the Weather Network going, oh, look, oh, estava dizendo 14, agora está 11. É isso, mano. É isso. Then my dad does that Portuguese noise. My mom watches Maury all day. I catch her at home, 3 o'clock, eating pudding. Mike, anda vez, essa mulher, estão 3 filhos, satom, já não sabe. Stupid lady. I'd like to point out a very special man in the audience tonight. This is Mr. Juan Vicente, who today put me on RTP so all my friends and all my parents and family could see. Give it up for him right here. Thank you, Stu. Thank you. And the best thing was, I was on RTP. You know what that was to my parents and my family to be on RTP? My aunts are calling me, and he did like a very nice little documentary where he talks about how it's not normal for Portuguese kids to grow up to want to be a comedian. And also I do a lot of pot and grass jokes, and not the kind of grass that you cut, I'm sorry. And the best thing is he mentions it in the documentary and he talks about it, and and the best thing is, listen, we all grew up in Canada and we all know what the hell drugs are. But the worst is our parents don't know what drugs are. Because they don't know. Canadian parents know. Canadian parents catch you smoking grass, guess what? They're like, oh, you smoking grass? Well, guess what? At least it's not cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin. Okay? They know. Portuguese parents aren't like that. You're never going to see a Portuguese lady and be like, Mike, you see that guy? And film a crack. And screw with his brain, and that's why he don't understand it. My mother didn't know that. Listen, I've grown up in Toronto my whole life. And I grew up on Lansdowne and Bloor. Don't clap for Lansdowne and Bloor. Toronto's a beautiful city, but you know what? You know what the big giveaway you live in a shitty area is? Coffee times. Lansdowne used to have 4 coffee times. Why? So a crackhead could be like, hey, let's go to the next one. I forgot I used to see crackheads with my mom when I was a little kid, and my mom didn't know how to explain a crackhead. Portuguese parents do not know how to explain it. My mother doesn't know, and I remember when I was a kid, we used to see them do the crazy shit. I seen one time move across the street without moving his legs, okay? He vibrated the whole way cell phone on the table. And I remember looking at my mom, and she doesn't know she's religion. She goes, I go, Mom, how's he doing that? How's he doing that? My mom doesn't know. She goes, he don't like Jesus. That's why. Like crazy. Even when I'd come home and as a teenager in high school, and she'd see my eyes, she'd go, look, Mikey, look at your eyes. Don't vermelho. Never come home like this. A mama não gosta e o senhor não gosta. That's the best part. Because you're high, you go, God loves it. And they get mad. I remember my mom goes, not Jesus. And I'd go, think about it, Mom. God made plants. Yeah. Weed is a plant. Yeah. God made weed. Yeah. No. You tricked me. Yeah. Truth. That doesn't happen. But it would be nice if we could all just smoke a little bit with our parents. I think it would change them a lot. For one thing, for sure, they would have hit us a lot less when we were kids, that's for sure. Father, mas logo. A lot of us got hit as kids, and you know what? You should hit your kids because we got hit, and it stopped us from being stupid little friggin' kids. Because you know what? My dad hit me, and I'm sure lots of you got hit, and I don't even need you to clap because I know 95% of us got hit. Okay? Because I already clapped you. And if you didn't get hit, and if you're one of these people who's like, I'm not gonna hit my kid, you're full of shit. Okay? Because you ever been in a mall? You ever been in a mall and you see the little kid running around who doesn't get hit going, and the mother's there like, what's your first thought? Man, I'd love to hit that kid right now. You don't even want to hit him hard, just come out of the clothes, shut up! My dad used to hit me. My dad would hit me especially hard when my mother would wrap me up. Do you remember that? Do you remember you'd be doing something and your mother would, Mikey, get this fazend. Okay. Carlo! And you'd be like, no! Deal with it yourself! Don't call daddy! Because daddy, as soon as your dad gets called, gosh! In his head, it's not like, oh, I gotta go hit my keys. Like, my wife is yelling my name, I have to go help my wife, you know. And he already comes in, what happened, Maria? Mikey, fez isso que letra. Bam! How funny is that word too? Isso que letra. Ele fez isso que letra. Mais ou menos. It's a special thing growing up Portuguese. Because their parents are funny. Like my father likes that I'm a comedian. He hates it, but he likes it. Because he likes telling me stupid jokes. Like Portuguese parents are full of jokes. Já ouviste daquela mulher das febres? And whatever. And the other day, my parents, we were at the cottage. You know what's funny? All of our parents are getting cottages now. What is that? If your parents don't have a cottage, give it like 5 years. In a few years, they'll be like, queres comprar trela? Vamos comprar cottage. Vamos comprar. Vamos lá para o Wasega Beach. Vamos lá. Is somebody booing Wasega? What, did you never get any play in Wasega? Don't boo Wasega, it's nice. Wasega is being taken over by Portuguese people. In a few years, they'll have to change it to Wasega Praia. My father, look, the other day we're at the cottage. Like I said, Portuguese people always have funny jokes. My father's at the cottage and he has an axe on his shoulder. We're cutting wood and he comes up, he's all happy. I guess he's happy. He goes, hey, Mikey, hey, no tell your mom, but I'm with my ex. What a stupid joke.